Shalom. First and foremost, call Allah Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders, the apostles, elder bishops of the great millstone. Also, peace and blessings to the hopefully elect tabernacle of David out there listening and learning, diligently laboring in this truth and all righteousness and sincerity, occupying until our Lord Yahweh Shai come. Alright, so what I have here lined up is two videos going into what brothers have been going into a lot recently, the MOTB, the mark. And a lot more people are beginning to speak on these things, especially people that's in the world, because we're at the end. And the closer that we get to the return of our Lord Yahweh Shai, things are being made more clear. And one thing that, if you're in this truth, you have to acknowledge is that the men of Great Millstone have had the prophecy of the MOTB right. All right. And there ain't no doubt about it. There's a reason why you have people such as Glenn Beck, such as Tucker Carlson, such as other even underground media news outlets that are speaking on this same very thing. Dabu 7. But all of these people would call themselves Christians. But when have you ever heard of the Christian church teaching that the MOTB is the RFID microchip, that it's going to be connected to a central bank digital currency? Who was teaching that? Who's been teaching that for years upon years? Well, our elders and apostles have been teaching that same very thing for decades. And here it is, now coming to pass right before your very eyes. The scriptures say that the vision is for an appointed time. So although men have been speaking of these things for 10, 20 plus years, it wasn't the time for these things to come forth. Now that we're at the end, for prophecy to be fulfilled in full, you're starting to see these things speak louder and louder. And even the same sentiment now is being shared by worldly journalists, Glenn Beck being a prime example. So you really have to ask the question, what's up with these other camps that continue to teach a false doctrine about what the mark is? They'll tell you that the mark is playing with your dog or sleeping with white women, not the playing with your dog part. I just threw that in there. But just an example of how ridiculous that some of the things these guys will say that the mark is sounds, and it doesn't make any sense. When you go to Revelation 13, which we'll get it clearly tells you that none may be able to buy or sell. So buying and selling has to do with what? It has to do with the system. It has to do with making transactions, right? Sleeping with a so-called white woman can't be the mark of the beast, because you're not buying it. No one on this earth is buying and selling white women to sustain their life. All right, that's not happening. But there is a system in place currently in which everything that you do is tied to buying and selling. Literally, if you cannot buy and sell in this world, in this society, you cannot live. Even going to work, getting up every morning, driving your car to work every morning. You're doing that so that you can be able to buy and sell your necessities in this world. Now, if you don't have the ability to buy and sell, which is what this devil is going to do if you don't accept his mark. See, and his mark is going to mark you as a part of his system. It's going to mark your allegiance to the beast system. That's what this whole thing is about. And like I said earlier, the closer we get to the end, the more these things become clear. So we got to get this thing right and flush out the false doctrine, because guys that teach contrary to what the elders and apostles of Great Millstone teach is straight up going off. All right. And it seems as though guys have too much pride to admit that they was wrong. You know what I'm saying? But at this point, man, it's not about being like you got to put your pride to the side and just teach the truth, man, because the souls of your congregation are at stake, man. You know what I'm saying? Like you at this point, it's just guys willingly leading their congregation astray because everyone can see. If you got Glenn Beck, they can see it. Then what's up with you Israelites, man? It's supposed to be in the spirit. Y'all should have been seeing it. But for some reason, guys just won't go into it. They continue to teach contrary. But that's okay. You know, it's not okay, but it is because at the end of the day, it's going to be shown who the true prophets of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua are. All right, and it's going to weed out the false prophets. Okay, but like I was saying before I went off into that, the mark is tied to a system in which you're going to be able to buy and sell. What do they have coming in July? The Fed Now payment program, which is built off of what? Convenience, because they say that instead of waiting 2 to 3 business days to make a transaction through the bank or deposits, everything will be instant, right? Everything is going to be instant, and the way this is going to work is once this current financial system breaks down, because you have to understand, if you're paying attention, the BRICS nations are getting away from the dollar. Multiple nations are dumping the dollar and getting with the Chinese yuan. So what does that mean for America? That means that America's hegemony, dominance over the world, because the American dollar is the world reserve currency. Most people don't even know what that means, right? So once the US dollar is no longer the world reserve currency, which this is going to happen very, very soon, your money, if you got $200, well, $250,000 in the bank, that's going to be like $200 because no one is going to be trading in US dollars anymore. So the power of the dollar is going to be significantly weakened. So you may be able to go to Burger King and get a meal for $10 now. Hey, well, guess what? In a very short time, once this whole economic system collapses and the value of the dollar is worth nothing, that same meal that you got for $10 is going to be 10 times as much. You see? So this is what's rapidly coming to realization for everyone upon the planet Earth. All right, but we have been speaking these things. So I want to watch a little portion of this video, and I also have another video of the Kenyan president and what he told his people, because everyone knows what's about to come. They told you when they want to roll out this Fed Now payment system, so it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. Let's check this out.
They will not just know absolutely everything that you spend, but Justin just said a key word that most people don't really understand. It's programmable, meaning it is programmable for the individual. So in other words, if the government decides that they're going to, we need to cut down on fatties, then my digital coin will not allow me to buy fatty foods. I wouldn't be able to go to McDonald's. I'm using this as an example. There is not,
Exactly. In this coming system, everything is going to be tracked. Everything is going to be on the grid. This is a completely digital system that's coming. And this is part of Esau wanting to be omnipresent and omnipotent. See, he wants to see everything that's going on, be everywhere, and he's going to do that by the power of AI. All right, and he wants to control everything that you're doing. This is also where the RFID chip comes in, because he's actually going to want to be under your skin. He's going to want to be in your brain or in your right hand, as the scriptures say. So this devil is coming with it. You see, and like Glenn Beck is going into, it's all about control. It's all about control. The famous slogan of Klaus Schwab, the head of the World Economic Forum: "You shall own nothing, and you will be happy." All right, that's the slogan. That's the motto. Because what? This is all what it's coming to. You see, once this system collapses, people get laid off of their jobs. Food is unaffordable. There's no way that you're going to be able to survive without this system, without the new beast system. This is going to be their solution to the chaos that they themselves engineered. Oh, you don't have a job? That's cool. We're going to give you universal basic income. You'll get $1,000 a week, but it's not, you can't just spend it wherever you want to spend it. We're going to tell you where you can spend this money. We're going to tell you how much of this that you can spend. But nothing comes free. In order to get that UBI, you're going to have to get the RFID microchip inserted into your body, either your forehead, which is the Neuralink brain chip, or into your right hand, which companies such as Wallet Moore and there's a few other companies that I can't remember right now, but I know Wallet Moore is the biggest one that they've been pushing. But yeah, if you don't have that, you're not going to be able to operate within this system. And then concurrently, they're Xing out the middlemen. This is part of what the pandemic was all about. How many mom and pop shops did you see that were open before the pandemic were open after? Very few. Very, very few. Majority of them got knocked off because they could not sustain their costs. And that was all systematic. See, they want to cut off the middleman so that you have to go directly to the big corporations. What's happening right now? All these bigger banks are buying out the smaller banks. The mom and pop food shops are being bought out or just completely done away with by the bigger corporations, McDonald's, Yum Brand Foods, Kroger's, Sam's Club, BJ's. All you see, they want to monopolize everything. The price of a used car now is comparable to the same price as a used car pre-pandemic. What is that? Creating a monopoly so that even private sellers cannot compete with the bigger um uh corporate, you know, prices, man. So that they have to be pushed out. Farmers, same thing. You're seeing less and less farmers markets because they're being X'd out of the equation. So what's happening is you're seeing a complete takeover. And it's happening quietly. Unless you're really paying attention and searching for this information, no one would know. Really, the only ones that even know about this are you brothers and sisters that watch these videos. Majority of the world, listen, if you go and ask your average American, do they know about these things? They're gonna look at you like, hella confused, but it's because they're not paying attention, they're not watching. And that's our job as the watchmen of Israel, to keep our people up on these things. You know what I'm saying? So these things don't overtake you like a thief in the night when they do come to pass. Let's continue with this video.
Anything in the works to do this, except this is what programmable means. They can program it so if they say, you know what, nobody's going to work, you're not an essential employee, your coin will not buy gas. So you can go to try to fill up, but when you put your digital card in from the Fed, it will say denied. And you won't have any way other than that card to be able to buy what you need. It is absolute control of your life.
Yes, that's
And that leads me here, Revelation 13. And we'll start at 15. And it says, "And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many would not worship the image of the beast should be killed." So we know this is going to come about as well. All right, those that are going to stand stiffly for the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai in these last days and refuse to bow down to the image of Baal, refuse to take the mark. All right, some brothers are going to have to be killed. You know what I'm saying? Some brothers are going to have to be martyrs for this truth. All right, so this is another thing that, us believers have to prepare ourselves in the spirit for. Potentially being put to death for this testimony. In verse 16, he calls it all. He calls all, right? Every single person upon the planet Earth. This is going to be a global system. Everyone's going to go digital. It's going to be, pretty much every nation is going to have their own version of a digital currency. This is what it's all moving to. That's why it says all, okay? Both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Now, what did Glenn Bay just go into? Okay, yeah, well, if we want to cut off fat people from eating, all we got to do is turn off the chip. All we got to do is turn off their access to use the CDBC, right? Because once you get the chip, it's going to be connected to the CDBC. And all of your information is going to be on the chip. They're going to know everything about you, where you live, what's your height, what's your weight. You're going to have a number. So just like you have a social security number here, in the new B system, they're going to give you a number. Okay, that's why it says here, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Okay, so you're basically gonna have a new social security number, but it's gonna be a beast number. All right, it's gonna identify you as part of the beast system. And if you're in the club, you're gonna be able to, pray. You know what I'm saying? Life is gonna continue, but it's gonna be very different from the life you know now. Okay, it's gonna be a very authoritarian, draconian style of life, but they know all they have to do is get people used to living like that. Because right now, people have freedom. You know what I'm saying? If you get a paycheck, you can blow your whole check in one night if you want to on whatever your heart desires. In the new system, every single dollar that you have is going to be tracked and controlled, right? And then that's when the whole carbon emission thing comes in. If you want to go get a synthetic bug burger, because that's what it's going to be. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to be eating no real meat, according to these devils. But if you want to go get a bug burger, and they feel as though you've eaten too much for the day, that your carbon usage is past the level, then guess what? Your chip is going to be denied. Okay, you're not going to be able to operate freely like that. They can cut you off. So this is why all of these analysts have been saying that this is a dangerous thing for the average everyday citizen. But you know what, man? Even though it's dangerous, people can see it. They still gonna go along with it because people are so dumbed down. They don't have no fight in them. You know what I'm saying? And ultimately, they're gonna be so desperate for a change, for help from these devils, that they're gonna be willing to take anything once it comes about. See?
That is exactly right. And there actually has been statements that have been made by the Biden administration itself, where it's said as part of its report studying CBDCs and the benefits of it and how it would be designed if it were going to make a CBDC, even though they haven't committed to doing that exactly. They've done all the groundwork for it. They've said flat out that a CBDC needs to account for climate change. It needs to have financial inclusion built into it. It needs to have equity built into it. It needs to have concerns about pollution built into it. They have,
like I just mentioned, all of that goes into your carbon usage. If they feel like you've used too much carbon for the day, then guess what? They can cut you off. Right? Everything is going to be controlled with these devils. This is the world. See, And this is why we trust and hope in Yahweh Bashem Yahushua to come deliver us and save us out of this place, man, because we have a greater hope. We actually believe. You see, the people of this world, this is their world. This is their system. This is their rulership. So they own their own people are fucking them over. Excuse my French. You know what I'm saying? But that's basically what it is, man. You like they getting screwed every which way. And it's nothing that you can do because, you know, this is pretty much their lot. You see, this is the most that the heathen are gonna have. But see, we're gonna have a system wherein dwells righteousness. See? We're not gonna have to worry about some draconian system of satanic rulership coming over us in our kingdom, man. Hey, everything is gonna be righteous. We're gonna have the whole earth to enjoy. See?
Have worked with hundreds of stakeholders, and we all know what that means, nonprofit groups and labor organizations and others,
Community
to help
activists.
design the CBDC. So why are they doing all of that? Because it's going to be programmed so that you can use it in certain ways, so that it can be prohibited in other ways, and it can change on a dime. See, that's the other important thing. It's not, when it's programmable, they can change the rules whenever they want. It's not as though they set the rules at the beginning and that's the rules forever. They can change the rules as they go. That's the threat of a programmable currency. So it is a huge threat to liberty.
And all they will concentrate on is the one fact, and mark my words, this way it's going to happen. We're going to have a banking collapse. Because there's a banking collapse, that will cause the dollar to skyrocket in inflation, possibly hyperinflation, because you won't be able to have a supply chain anymore. So many people will be unemployed. There's so much money awash that if you want to buy something, well, you got $100. Yeah, I'll buy that for $100, and it might be something that was worth $4 before.
Listen, Glenn Beck gets it, okay? Glenn Beck gets it. What's up with you other Israelites, man? Why can't you see it and just admit that this is the MOTB? I swear, yo, it's like, yo, some of these guys have to be paid off, or the Lord is just not dealing with them, man. Like, they just been set up to be false prophets. Like, even Glenn Beck gets it. So how can they not? Why are they not teaching their congregation this? Is it because GMS teaches this? Like, is that what it is? Pride? Not want to say that you know that you were wrong? And listen, man. At the end of the day, the truth is the truth. Whether it was GMS or whoever, man. See, all the revelation is given by Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. But if you have Glenn Beck, okay, a worldly radio personality that can see and understand where this is going, but you that's supposed to be a man of the Lord leading a congregation of other believers can't see this, then there's a problem, bro. Glenn Beck deserves your position, and Glenn Beck is an Edomite. Come on. But hey, seriously though, you know, Elder Apostle Tahar named this year 2023 the hopeful year that all prophecies come to pass, and through the Spirit, I can genuinely say that everything is lining up. You know, I can genuinely say that the mark is here. They're about to put it in place. Um, the banking system is about to collapse. It's about to be famines, wars. Well, you know what I'm saying? World War III is already on and popping, man. So, these are pretty much the two major prophecies left that have to come to pass before the end is going to come. The ushering in of the MOTB and World War III coming shortly after. All right, so we there, man. You know, we pretty much there. You seen uproars of the people in the world, strange weather patterns, strange signs happening up, in the heavens. So Everything is there. We're seeing everything happen at the same time right now. And these devils are speeding up their agenda. These devils is speeding up, man, which they don't realize that they're speeding up their own destruction. Because Esau know that he on the shot clock and he gotta take the shot real soon. So his mindset is, well, shit, we gotta hurry up and do this, man, because we don't got that much time left. And he's thinking that it's benefiting him, but really what you're doing is you're benefiting the hopeful elect, because we've been praying to Yahweh Basham Yahushua to get us up out of here, man. So the faster that this devil moves is the sooner that we can go, right? Hey, man, so Esau need to keep on doing what he's doing, man. So, hey, so we can get up out of here and see the destruction and downfall of our enemies. Let's go here to the president of Kenya, William Ruto, and I want y'all to see this because this is what he told his people just a few days ago. And you can tell that this is a worldwide thing because all of these leaders are echoing the same sentiment. They know that a financial reset is going to happen, in which there's going to be a new system that's going to be set up, according to Revelation 13 and 16. So it's not just an American thing. It's not just a Europe thing. This thing is going to be worldwide. Hence why the scriptures say, and cause all. Okay?
You better do what you must do, because this market is going to be different in a couple of weeks. Through the central bank, we are having conversations to reinstate the interbank exchange market that has since not worked.
Speaking during the listing of Laptrust Imara rate,
this market is going to be different. You better do what
money-making scheme.
Those of you who are holding dollars, you surely might go into losses. You better.
And see, the people laughing because they don't really understand what he's saying. They don't understand the significance of what they're about to go through. Now, they've said that, yeah, things are going to be rough for a little minute, but we're going to make provisions. But as you just heard, he's telling the Kenyan people that pretty much things are going to be very different in terms of finances, that the dollar is going to be worthless pretty much in just a few weeks. Now, he just said this a few days ago, and he's saying in a few weeks, come April, that the dollar is pretty much gonna be worthless. He said, all you out there that's hoarding dollars, and like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, all these nations, these Eastern nations, are getting off of the United States dollar as a world reserve currency and moving over onto a digital dollar. Okay, so he's telling his people that, listen, hey, you better get ready because it's coming. But let you tell in Americanness, let you tell your average Jake, your average Israelite, the same thing. They gonna laugh just like the people in this crowd did. Okay. And he's dead serious. I mean, he may have a smile on his face, but he knows what's about to go down, man. He knows and understands, because he even said himself that they've been in contact with the central bank. And who owns the central bank? The Rockefellers, the Rothschilds. Okay, that's who runs the world, man. Esau, Edom. Let's go to Revelation. Let's go to Revelation 3. In verse 10, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. See, now the hour of temptation is coming upon the earth, the hour in which you're going to be tempted to bow down to the image of Baal, which you're going to be tempted with hunger. You're going to be tempted with violence and just a lot of weirdo activity that's going to be going on around you, man. Okay? Your faith is going to be tested in this time, the hour of temptation. Okay, all of the temptation that's in the world is going to come to try your faith to see where you stand. Okay, it says here, which shall come upon all the world to try them. So this hour of temptation is coming to what? To try them that dwell upon the earth. See? So the Lord is about to expose, okay, if you say that you're a man or a woman of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, hey, guess what? The Lord is about to expose if that's true or not. Okay? Because the true believers are going to endure to the end through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. The true believers are even going to endure death if they have to. Alright? So, hey, you're going to see who's really real when the shit hits the fan. Okay? You're going to see how real that, people are when they're faced with adversity. Because, hey, it's real easy to say right now, oh yeah, I love Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. I do anything. I die for Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. But are you going to be singing the same tune when these things, when the heat actually come up on you? Or are you going to change up and forsake the Lord in that trying hour? See, that's what the Lord is about to expose, man. But those that keep the word of his patience, the word of the Most High's patience, which is what? That if we endure through all that is about to come upon the earth, if we endure having to go through the hour of temptation, being tempted with the mark, being tempted with being hungry, okay? Our lives being threatened, even brothers having to be tortured and being put to death. We are waiting on the manifestation of the kingdom of heaven. We are waiting on our Lord Yahweh Shai to come back and deliver us from our captivity. This is the word of the Most High's patience. See? And those that truly believe in spirit and in truth, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, we're going to keep that patience until the very end, And I pray that, the Lord don't take his spirit from me, because, hey, it's it's going to be a lot of so-called Israelites in that day that are going to fold like wet notebook paper, man. Okay? It's going to be a lot of Israelites that's going to fold. Especially a lot of these leaders too, man. Okay, some of these leaders of these camps, because they teaching that there is no Jacob's trouble. They're teaching that the hour of temptation is not going to be that hard of a time. They're teaching that the MOTB is not a financial reset in which you're going to have to take the RFID microchip and a CDBC. They're teaching contrary to the reality of the scriptures. So they too are going to fold, man. See, so it is very important in this time that we remain diligent, okay, redeeming the time, because the days are evil, man. Okay, and evil is increasing upon the planet Earth exponentially. So, brothers and sisters that's in this truth, we gotta have tunnel vision. You know what I'm saying? We gotta be locked in on the prize, which is the kingdom of heaven. See, because this world that you're in, this place is done. Like, it's nothing here for you to be holding on to or upset about or stressed out about. For what? For what? All this here is vanity, man. King Solomon, the the wisest king that ever ruled, man. Okay, even he said that all things are counted as vanity, and this man had 700 something wives, man. All right, 300 something concubines. You know, he had mass riches, mass wealth. You know, his kingdom was at peace. He had land, man. He was ruling over the nations, but he said what? All things are counted as vanity, man. Why? Because eventually, in this world, you're gonna die, and all that you work for, all that you labor for, is gonna be left to someone else, and it's not guaranteed that they gonna keep it. They gonna mess it up. So it's really all is vanity, man. You see? But in the kingdom of heaven, you're gonna get to enjoy, okay, you're gonna get to enjoy the fruits of your labor, okay, through that everlasting life, man. So that's what we wait on. That's what we hope for. To hell with this world, man. That's why brothers have given their life up. It's not like brothers couldn't have been something. It's not like brothers couldn't have been doing things. You know what I'm saying? Some brothers was doing things, man, on their way to the NBA, doing music and you know what I mean, just different things. But hey, you had to put that up for Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, because ultimately we understand that the promise of the kingdom to come is much greater, far greater than anything that you could ever receive in this world. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and end this lesson right here. Hopefully it was edifying and to the point. In closing, call halal Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai Bahashem Rakakadash. And until next time, shalom to the elect, come Yashai the DTA, and abide Babal. Shalom.